Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to What You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the Chopard Mille Miglia chronograph, 41 millimeters in polished stainless steel. You can see this Chopard Mille Miglia chronograph on our website, whatyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, What You Want Inc. You can see on my wrist 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters. This watch is neither a self-consciously retro timepiece, nor is it an oversized modern chronograph in the mold of many motorsports-themed watches. 41 millimeters across the round of the case, it's a delightfully thin 12.5 millimeters, and with a slightly conical case back and a generously sloped tachometer bezel, this one will slide under a dress cuff, even a tight sleeve, quite easily. And with a classic black dial white metal combination, it does have a sort of built-in dress versatility to it, such that it can change gears, pun intended, as you change clothes. Now it's 48 millimeters from extremity of lug to extremity of lug, so the watch wears nice and compact even though it has a modern full figure on the wrist. The strap itself, from an ergonomic standpoint, is as outstanding as the tire tread pattern is clever. This is a watch that feels great on the skin because it has a phenomenally flat and even case back, featuring the image of the original Mille Miglia 1,000-kilometer race route around Italy, but then it also features a very supple, smooth, and flexible natural rubber strap with a convenient and easily adjusted pin buckle, beautifully polished with the Chopard corporate name inset. Now the watch itself is sort of a throwback to a kinder, gentler era of driving-themed watches. If you recall the late 90s Girard-Perregaux Ferraris, especially the 80-20 chronographs, if you remember the mid-2000s Jaeger-LeCoultre Amvox 1 alarm, think of watches like the early Cartier Roadsters after 2002 when that watch debuted. They were watches that were targeted at drivers and automotive themed, but they weren't overt. They didn't clobber you over the head with it. And that's really what you get with this Chopard Mille Miglia. Now, since 1988, Chopard owner Carl Friedrich Schäufele, who is himself a race car driver and an automotive historian, has licensed the name Mille Miglia from the operator of the classic rally that pays tribute to the 1920s to 1950s racing original, and licensing that name, Carl Friedrich has deployed the Mille Miglia line as the flagship of Chopard's motorsports branded timepieces. And again, it's all accented, it's not overt. You have a classic chronograph complication, the racer's choice, with a beautiful engraved tachometer. Now that's part of the vintage tribute element of the watch, because calibrated to 240 units, the watch doesn't have the 400, 500, 1,000 kilometer or unit calibrations of more modern motorsports themed watches. This watch is designed to time things moving at the speed of cars built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. You can see the classic symmetrical tri-compacts chronograph layout, hours, minutes, and seconds, and inset within the sub-registers, the 12 hours and 30 minutes. You can see these gorgeous little calibrations that differentiate them from each other, but also from the constant seconds at 3 o'clock. It's easy to read at a glance, and it features a whimsical little replacement of one of the indices in each with hours and minutes text. Now right here at 3 o'clock, you see one of the nods to the Mille Miglia, the course marker being a red arrow with the words Mille Miglia written on it to remind you of which way to turn in the heat of battle from the driver's seat of your Porsche RSK or Ferrari Testarossa during the 1950s. You can also see the inset Mille Miglia, if I can get it in the plane of focus, but the inset Mille Miglia logo within the crown of the watch. Bring it back. And now you can see that same marquee that features on the sub-register is actually on the crown itself, and each of the chronograph pushers features inlaid rubber for a smooth and satisfying tactile sensation. Now the chronograph caliber itself is the ETA 28942. So introduced in the mid-1990s, it's a very thin and fine automatic winding bidirectional chronograph. Now it does feature a 38-hour power reserve as well as 37 joules, so we're talking about a high precision instrument to begin with, but Chopard goes the extra mile, again, pun intended, with this motorsports-themed chronograph by COSC Chronometer certifying the 2892 caliber. So it has all of the expected refinements. So not only will it operate within chronometer tolerances, but in addition to a satisfying chronograph action, you also have the advantage of hacking seconds. So when you pull the crown, you stop the balance, and now you can synchronize precisely to a known accurate reference clock or timer. The better to synchronize to the race clock after all. Now the watch does feature a quick set date, so at 4:30 you can see the date window discreetly integrated with a monotone disc, and As you cycle, you rotate through the days. You can easily correct the watch with just a flick of your fingers. So all of the standards for a daily wearer are here. Automatic winding, a useful complication, the quick set date, hacking for precision, and the refinement of a chronometer-grade watch. The Chopard Mille Miglia series has run for a long time, and for good reasons. These are evocative watches that blend the best of classical imagery and vintage tributes with modern size and refinement. You can see this Chopard Mille Miglia 41mm stainless steel chronograph on our website, watchyouwant.com.